All right, we're back at the Innovation Alley podcast with Sparsh from StockCast. So tell me a little bit about StockCast and what it is.
So basically what StockCast is it's right now it's based off this algorithm I've developed over the past year. And what this algorithm does is it uses historical data and it analyzes it to forecast the future stock trends. So basically it might take a look at, let's say Apple for instance. It'll analyze past historical data and it'll say, okay, right now based on what's happening, what should we do? Should we buy, sell, or hold? And it basically submits these three ratings.
So fintech concept here. Tell me a little bit about the algorithm. Like, how did you think about it? What does it look for? How does it work?
So basically what the algorithm does is it's all based on technical analysis.
Okay.
And so what technical analysis is basically looking at past trends. So it's looking at these trends and noticing different things about them. So for example, what's the momentum? How volatile is it? What's the volume like? So basically how many people are buying or selling. And based on these, there's many industry recognized kind of measurements for these.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've taken a lot of these measurements, I've kind of combined them using a second layer of analysis called a decision tree. And then after that, it gives a buy, sell, hold rating. So the way I kind of went about using technical analysis is I'm a big hockey fan. So when I was watching hockey, you hear all these analysts telling you what they expect from a player based on his ice time, plus minus Corsi, all that. And I'm thinking if you can use technical analysis to find something as unpredictable as like a sports game, maybe you can use it for the stock market, and that's kind of where I went.
So you're taking those Moneyball concepts from sports and applying it into the stock world.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how did you come up with the idea?
The idea?
Yeah.
It was basically from the sport. So I began reading, well, is there anything that can be done to use data? Or do you need to get access to the books and kind of company fundamentals? And then I learned about technical analysis. So a bunch of these Nobel Prize winning economists wrote all these papers. And from there, I kind of went about, I'm like, okay, so do I still need to look at books? And then I read this paper in 1965. He won the Nobel Prize a couple years ago. And basically what his paper said is that there's no point in trying to predict the stock market because all this information is already reflected in the market. And I said, I disagree with the idea that you can't predict it, but I think that he's onto something where he thinks that it's all reflected on the market. So then I went reading about different components of stock price. It's not just the price itself. There's a lot more to it. So there's the volume.
Yeah.
How volatile is it? Because some stock may just keep on rising very steadily, and then there might be a stock that jumps up rapidly, drops down rapidly, jumps up rapidly, and you have to kind of, examine all of these variables and then set about technical analysis.
So now, and it was mentioned to me, and I this is a solid concept. Now, I gotta ask, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14. So how the heck did you get out to a ramp-up weekend? What made you come out here, and how did you find out about it?
Actually, at our school science fair, I went and presented this project, and Kerry, he's involved with Ramp Up.
Yeah.
He was actually one of my judges. So a couple days later, he contacted me, and he told me about North Forge and Ramp Up. And I said I was interested, seemed really interested, and that's kind of how I got here.
Awesome. So Kerry Stevenson, he's one of the original founders. He's one of the Innovation Alley podcast interviewers. So now you came out last night. You pitched the concept, and you're starting to work on it. What have been some of the first lessons learned from going through the process, talking to some of the folks here? What are the big things you're working on about the idea this weekend?
What I've kind of learned is the product is important, but you also have to think about how you're going to use it. So basically, like, right now I have an algorithm, and there's so many different ways that you can commercialize this, and you have to consider all the pros and cons for it. And it's kind of like a chess match. You have to think a couple moves ahead. So luckily in my team, I have a lot of people that have experience in setting up businesses, and they're telling me about like revenue projections. This method, it may seem really, really intriguing at first, but once you dig deeper, you say, okay, this isn't a valid possibility.
Yeah.
So far I've learned a lot, and it's been really fun.
Perfect. So now, what do you see out of the weekend? Like, what does success out of this weekend look like for you? Are you looking for the big win? Are you looking for partners to help move things forward? What matters to you?
Basically, what I want to do is I kind of want to take this algorithm and commercialize it. So winning would be really nice, but I kind of want to come out with a lot of experience and kind of thinking, well, okay, maybe even if this project, for instance, doesn't work, which I hope it works, but I kind of want to take a look at this. Okay, so now this experience, if I have another great idea, how am I going to use this, commercialize this? But I guess at the end of the day, I want to find a way to commercialize this one algorithm itself. So I'm just looking for experience, trying to meet people, kind of seeing how the whole system works. It's been really intriguing.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you could come out today. Glad we could have a chance to take a little bit of your time and do an interview here. Folks, you can see him Sunday night to do the final pitches. I wish you a lot of luck, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.